Really coming down out there. All right, it looks like we are live on YouTube. So I will go ahead and, okay, now we are recording and we're live. I am going to go on and call this special meeting of the Multimodal Transportation Commission of the City of Greenville to order. Tonight is Wednesday, July 28th, just a little after 5:30 p.m. And first, we're going to just take a roll call to ensure that we have quorum for our commission. And I'll go first. Chad Carwine, present. Then we have Dan Hemming.
Present.
Dion Evans.
Present.
And Trey Smith.
Here.
Hunter Payton.
Present.
And Dee Dinsdale.
Here.
Okay. And that was Dee. She is unable to have her video going right now. She's en route somewhere. So we do have a quorum. The members of the commission that are absent include Andrew Denton and Jessica Harley. Dee, did you say something?
Hey,
Okay.
Chad, this is Hunter. I think I do recall seeing an email. I know we got several emails, but I think I do recall seeing an email from Andrew about him not being able to be present.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember when.
I think he's out of town on vacation or something this week.
Yeah,
Hunter. I think I recall that
something.
as well, because I think I
Yeah.
followed up and saying I would be able to make it out of.
Okay. All right. Well, we do still have quorum. Before we jump into our new business, I would like to invite Ryan to give a little bit of background information and sort of kick off this discussion. This will be the only item that we can discuss tonight because it is a special meeting that we called. So we do need to just take care of this and then look forward to our future business or other business at a future meeting.
Thanks, Chad. So this special meeting had to be called really based on the feedback we received from the commission. As I mentioned a little earlier, I know it's been difficult with merging two commissions together. COVID's not helping anything out. The timing of the meeting was just, it didn't work out for everyone. So took that information back, some of our city officials, and said, hey, let's look at a time that worked in the past prior to COVID, prior to doing things via Zoom in a virtual setting. So 5:30 seemed to be a popular time. 5 o'clock, just maybe after business hours, was a popular time that was continued to come across my desk and across the staff. So I thought it would be prudent to work with Chad on getting the special meeting together to focus in on the time, the date, and when we can meet as a group to really start focusing in on what's important to this group, which is mobility options across Greenville. So that's really the premise behind this meeting, is to really focus in and make sure that we select a time specifically that works. I don't think it was a big issue as far as the frequency of the meeting or the day. I think it was mainly the time was just hurting people. They just couldn't get out 9:15. So we don't want anything to people to leave the commission because of the time or availability. So I'm just glad that we're able to have this meeting and focusing on that. And hopefully at the end we can come to a decision and a vote on a new time, and that will amend our bylaws. So what will happen is if we do end up changing the time, and also within that a little bit of location as well. So I think we had GK Butterfield was a option for a location, but it looks like we're gonna see if we can amend that too, maybe to City Hall, conference room 337, because Butterfield closes at 5. City Hall gave us a little bit more flexibility. And also logistically, we have more cleaning crews there against that nature public works standpoint. So, so as we enter our discussion about time, locations, so on and so forth, when we come to a decision, the bylaws, when they are changed, I'll send a copy out to everybody. And Chad and I will then, we'll go over it, we sign it, and then we'll have amended bylaws and we'll be able to move forward with our new time. Thanks, Chad.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for explaining that background information for us. I guess I just caught on to something that might be slightly different from what I was expecting in terms of making a motion. Did you just say conference room 337 rather than council chambers?
Yeah, so I was talking with Val from the city, and I think 337 is going to be the room versus chambers. I think they are, I don't know if I say limiting the use of chambers, but I know that that wasn't an option presented for me at that time. So I had to either pick between conference room 337 or Butterfield, and 337 was the better option just because of the logistics with cleaning.
Okay.
If I recall, I think too that room 337 does have the ability to record public meetings. I think that was one of the key issues with the GK Butterfield room. In addition to the timing, was also that it was more challenging to record a public meeting.
Yeah, Butterfield currently does not have camera setups on the monitors. There's a smart screen, 2 enormous televisions, but there is no cameras in that room to record any meetings.
What about 337? I know they have a big screen in there. I've been to council workshop meetings in there before, but I'm sure we could just bring in and hook up a webcam.
Probably. I've been in that conference room once. I think I went there for the first time last week. That was my first time. So you guys remember, I've been with the city for a year and a half, but starting in March of 2020. So it's like, nah. So I haven't really seen.
That's the perfect time to start anything.
Now, let me tell you something. It was the perfect time to start leading transportation in the city during the height of the pandemic. I mean, literally at the height of it. So my exposure to different rooms like City Hall, this chamber, I've been to chambers once, but I've only been around, and it's not obviously because of want or, a desire. It's just the fact that we have to be a lot more isolated and so on and so forth. So my first time in 337 was last week at a meeting with some city officials, but the room seemed pretty decent. It was a decent room. I think the option, it's a start. It is definitely a start, and I think it's an advancement from 915 virtually, and Butterfield was closed at 5. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility. And from the public works standpoint, it gives the public works an opportunity to clean the building, because when Butterfield's closed at 5, the cleaning crews are out of there at 4:45, 4:50. So they didn't want to open, they didn't want to have people inside the building. And then people get locked out the building, you leave keys in the building, you're locked out, and that just becomes a bit of a headache. So 337 was the option presented to me. I figured that's something we want to go with.
I think at this time, I mean, we're basically already in that point, but I would like to open up, for discussion. If anybody else has any questions, comments, or concerns. If not, I'm ready to make a motion if we think we want to move forward.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, we're talking about meeting at 5:30 p.m. We're talking about that. I know we're talking about the location. The frequency
of
the
still be the third Wednesday of every other month. We would still
every
be
other,
like 6 times a year.
This
Okay,
discussion could include time, meeting location, anything dealing with us meeting as a group. That's
Okay.
what I wanted. That's what this is for, to talk about. That way, any discrepancies, any concerns, bring them to the table right now. That way we can kind of iron them out. I can, help out as far as, what the city, what we can do to make it better for this commission. As I said, with the location aspect, Butterfield's kind of fixed with that 5 o'clock versus
Right.
City Hall, a little more flexibility. The time is the most flexible thing we can work on, right? 9:15 doesn't work. That's going to be scrapped. So we know for a fact that's a scrap. But out of this meeting, we'll figure out, does 5:30 work the best? It's a pretty solid time, it seems, to work with. And then if the frequency of the meeting, I believe that was, I don't think anyone had an issue with that, but if that's something we want to talk about as well, we feel free to talk about that as well.
No, I know, as one of the folks who was concerned about the timing and the changes to the commission, my only principal concern was related to the time itself. The frequency, I think. I can't speak to the previous, I was at Parking and Transportation Commission that was merged with Bicycle and Pedestrian. I can't speak to the times there, not having been on the commission, but our schedule with the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee was largely the same, the every other month. I think it was technically every month, but we missed summer months and some during the winter season as
Sure.
well. So I think on balance, it works out to that. I think the principal concerns were really about the time.
I thought so. I think so too. That was the main concern I kept hearing back was the time. And so that way, I know I'm going to come out of this meeting without 9:15. I know for a fact, bylaws by the end of this meeting into next week should not say 9:15 a.m.
Yeah.
That's my goal out of here.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I'm
Hey,
good with
you
5:30. I
want-
mean, my schedule is really, really flexible with clients and teaching. So 5:30 works great for me. Actually, better than 9:15 because my mornings are very busy with clients. So 5:30 to me is definitely more works better with my schedule.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And which Wednesday are we talking about? Which Wednesday?
Third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday.
So I guess I was looking at the recreation and parks, and theirs is the second Wednesday. So is there any reason we can't use the chambers? City Hall?
Hey, I'd love to. I can go back and ask maybe Val or whoever else. That'd be great. But at
Yeah, I
this-
mean, I don't see a reason why we couldn't. That's where everybody else holds theirs. So
that's an amazing endorsement. I mean,
Okay.
at this point, you know, my goal is just to have a place to meet and to first of all
Okay.
meet people. I haven't met any of you guys in person yet, so that'd be amazing.
oh, you have to take us all to lunch then. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Second thought, Zoom is fantastic, actually.
yeah.
I can put my mask on, actually. Hold on. No playing. But you know, it'd be great to meet you guys in person. But my goal though is really to have a consistent meeting time and also place that just it lowers confusion, it builds continuity, and that's what we
Winter,
want.
will this work for you?
Yeah, I'm good with whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna go on and make a motion. I think, you know, we're all seem to be on the same page. So I would like to make a motion that we change our bylaws so that the Multimodal Transportation Commission meets at 5:30 p.m. on the third Wednesday of every other month. And our next meeting will start in September. And that will be on September 15th.
Mhm.
Can
I've
you
left
repeat that?
the location out, but let me repeat it again. I'm gonna say the conference room 337 in the city building, but I think that's something that we can get changed later. You know, we'll have an initial meeting and then we can kind of see once other groups start meeting in person again what we can do. So
Yeah, Dr.
let me
337,
repeat that.
you got it right, Chad. 337, I think we'll start
337?
off. Yeah, 337 at the conference
Okay.
room. We'll start
Yeah.
off there. And if Chambers is an option, and you know, then we can roll with that. But the option that was presented to me at this time was 337. So I'll roll
Okay.
with that. And if we need to change it, we can always change it again.
It's just down the hall from the council chambers. It's still on the third floor.
Mhm.
Just down the hall, and we'll do it for the first one, but then we can see about getting back into the council chambers. So the motion, as you know, worded properly is that we meet on the third Wednesday of every other month, starting in September at 5:30 p.m. in room 337 of the City Hall building.
Second that.
All right, great. Can we've got a motion and a second. Would anybody like to discuss it further? All right, all in favor? And I'm gonna do a roll call since we are on Zoom. If you'll say your name, if your video isn't on, and then how you vote. I'll start with Dan Hemme. Dan?
Aye.
Dion Evans?
Aye.
Trey Smith?
Aye.
And Dee Dinsdale?
He no longer is with us, it appears, in the Zoom sense.
Yeah, that storm was pretty gnarly. I was in Washington.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Earlier.
in Greenville and I hear it outside my window and it's getting pretty bad.
Here as well.
And she's back. D? No. I thought her thing lit up like she was saying something. We still have 5 out of 8. I think that's quorum, but I would have to pull up the rules to double check.
According to the bylaws that are currently there, quorum is established with 5.
Okay, so 5 out of 8. Yep. All right. So the motion passes. Our next meeting will be September 15th at 5:30 p.m. in room 337 of the City Hall downtown. And since that is the only thing that we can discuss tonight, I appreciate those of you that are able to be on the call. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So
Second.
moved. Trey seconded it, and all in favor, we'll just raise your hand this time since we all have our videos on. All right, Dion, scratch your head and then raise your hand. So that counts. All right, great, everybody. We're done with the meeting, but I'm really looking forward to working with you all. Let's start thinking seriously about what we want to start talking about at the next meeting. It's been a while since this group has really weighed in on some matters and stuff, and this is really our first opportunity as the multimodal to get together and start, trying to, have our voice heard in the community. So if you don't have any ideas, at least reach out to a few other people. I've already put some feelers out there for, some ideas to bring to the table next time. So let's try to be as productive as we can, especially since we're only going to be meeting every other month now. So.
And to piggyback what Chad said, feel free to reach out to myself. Questions, concerns regarding the commission, I'll do my best to work with city staff on just continuing to promote what we need to for our commission. So look forward to September to meeting everybody in person and to really discuss the mobility across Greenville.
Fingers crossed
Sounds
we can
great.
meet in September.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
fingers crossed.
Yeah,
How about like all the
Because
fingers?
things are kind of trending the way we don't want them to trend, but
Yeah,
so frustrating.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we'll see.
All right, everybody. Thanks
All right.
again.
Thank
Be safe
you.
out there
Yeah, now.
tonight.
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye, thanks.
Bye.